Hello, sweet souls. So, in this episode, is your routine keeping you stuck or is it actually helping you grow? This is a question that I ask myself. And then I also look out into the world and I see friends and I see experts talking about the truth of a daily routine and how important it is. I actually have an episode from season 1 about routines, daily routines. So I welcome you to a Waking Moment podcast. I'm Danny Palacio, and I am blessed that you are here. I feel grateful that I have a platform that I can share and that others can receive. And so I welcome feedback and I welcome comments. Please share with me. All right, let's dive in. Daily routines are, I think, almost necessary. And then I'm learning that every day and every moment is new. And if we habitually, continually force what we do, how we do it, when we do it, it can get pretty rigid. Oh, the positive about daily routines is that they add stability. They definitely do. They give you a flow and you can get good at it. You can even become really super efficient. So, and that in my mind can be very positive. The other thing I think it does is it helps manage stress. The unknown, the surprise can create stress and overwhelm and anxiety in so many people. And our world today is on that verge of freak out, high cortisol levels, and also I don't care and I'm just going to hide underneath my blanket all day. So wherever you are on that spectrum, a daily routine could help you manage some of that stress, some of that unknown, some of that surprise. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And I think it also, if created with intention, can provide a lot of self-care. So a daily routine such as getting 8 hours of sleep and getting up and doing some stretching and brushing your teeth and taking a shower, washing your face, picking out clean clothes, changing your underwear, all of those things are routine and we call that life. And so some of it is innate and is natural. And some of it is conditioned by your parents, your adults, your culture, your access to social media. And that actually can get a little confusing because what is true? So, what I want to say before I start to talk about the risks of a routine is try to keep your mind open. It does and it can stop growth. We have to remember that we as human beings love comfort. We are creatures of comfort. It is soothing to us. It is familiar. And not only that, our ego wants us to be comfortable. It doesn't want change and it doesn't want challenge. Our ego likes to validate what is true, what is predictable, what is comfortable. And so routines can fall into that. And so I want to ask some things so that you don't go into that camp of daily routines cause stagnation. That's the risk. So notice, are your daily routines so habitual that you don't even think about them anymore? They don't actually add any clarity. They don't actually add any opportunity for you to do something new, something different. Are you checking in with your body, your wisdom, your truth, your not only who you are, but who you are becoming? And does that daily routine, that habit support not only the person that you are, but the person that you want and you know you are becoming? Because that's critical. So stagnation, if you think about it, let's just define it. And I didn't look it up this time. So I'm growing. Stagnation, I want to talk about it from a water perspective. We see waters flow, like a river flowing. We see waves in an ocean coming in. We see lakes even having a nice bouncy, buoyant kind of flow. And then we see stagnation. And that water usually has some kind of algae or some kind of something growing on the top of it. It's not moving and it potentially could be very putrid, like very stinky. And stagnation, that's what it does. It stops energy, it stops flow, and it then starts to grow toxic, gross, gooey, slimy things. And that can happen within us too. We are human, but we grow things. We grow yeast. We grow candida, which is yeast. We grow all kinds of like skin conditions. Those potentially could be related to stagnation, you guys, and it could be part of your routine. So we're ever evolving, right? I mean, we are not what we were yesterday. We are not who and what we were when we were 5. Because at 5, you were still dependent on everybody. And you're not the same when you got your first apartment and you moved out. You're not the same person then either. And when you got your first job, and when you left your first job, and when you got married or you entered into a relationship, when you had a child, when you moved to a new country, when you moved to a new state, all these things are you in different expressions. So if routines work for you, great. I think they can be very helpful. But if they cause you to stay in a stuck comfort stagnation, please get yourself out of it. So let's talk about how to get yourself out of it. I think your morning routine, I mean, this is just my opinion, but I think your morning routine is nice because it gets you ready for the day. But does it? What would actually get you ready for the day? Is it meditating? Is it staying in bed for an extra 15 minutes and just acknowledging that you're alive and you're grateful and having a moment? These things can be added because they're mindful. And so they can be added and they don't actually have to take very long. The other thing, how to get yourself out of a routine that maybe isn't fully supporting you anymore, is to look at who you are becoming. So these are, I don't want to call them goals. I don't even want to call them intentions. I want this to be something from your heart where you're like, oh, the person I'm becoming, what does she do? What does he do? And then look at that. Maybe even find a role model, a mentor, and say, what do they do in a daily life? Like, okay, so we have different jobs and they're not married, but I am, or differences matter on that because you have roles and responsibilities in your life. But self-care is a daily thing. And self-care doesn't always have to take a long time. It can be a moment where you're in stress and you stop and you take a moment, pause, hit the pause button, breathe, stretch, shake it off, acknowledge you are safe and you are loved. Those are the two things that we need to always remind ourselves, that we are safe and we are loved within ourselves. It doesn't have anything to do about anyone or anything outside of us. If you know within yourself that you are loved and you are safe and you connect to that feeling within you, it creates an energy that enables you to have better energetic boundaries, clarity in your thinking. And if you're doing something in your life that you know is detrimental to your mental health, your physical health, your perspective, because perspective is a powerful thing. And we humans have a blessing and a gift in that. So if you're doing things that impact those, how could you switch? How could you change? How would the future self of you tell you what to do? It's kind of an interesting thing. And I've been looking at it for a while, and I've been looking at friends, and I see some of them so committed to their routine that it takes a moment for that awakening to happen and say, oh, I can be flexible here. I can do this. It doesn't have to be every day. And I know that the experts out there say that, 28 days creates a habit, that you need to do it repetitively. That's how you're going to get good at it. Even weightlifting, you need to do a certain rep, a certain weight on your hands or on your legs so that you get better, you get stronger. All of that makes sense in those analogies. But when it comes to the human spirit and the human body, like, you are mystical, magical. You are more than you know you are. And you are in this body that has needs. And your soul is always speaking to you. And so is part of your routine to stop and listen? How often do you stop and listen to yourself? Even if it's just to listen to your own heartbeat, even if it's to listen to humming. They say, which I am starting to agree with, that, the more we hum, the more we naturally come into a cadence and come into a more rhythmic state. And our nervous system shifts into a parasympathetic way of it activates that in our bodies, in our minds. So hum your favorite song, see if it adds joy and love to your life. It has for me. I hum more. I used to sing a lot and I still do. There's a secret inner, it's not so much secret anymore, but there's an inner singer inside of me that, wants to be on stage and like sing. And there's also the reality of I love to sing. I may or may not be any good at it. um, Routines. Are they really supporting your highest, most desired aspect of who you're becoming? Or are they the comfort that keeps you stuck, safe, little, small, all of those hidden, all those things? And I don't have the answer, you guys. I really don't. I just want you to explore and look at, do that. Do that at least. Look at your routines, look at your habits, and ask, are they adding to my life force, to my life, to the person I am becoming? If not, ask that person that you want to become what that person would be doing and how it would be doing it. Listen to the wisdom of your body. Every muscle, every cell is alive within you, right? Everything is alive within you. It has a life force. It has a desire. And if you stop and you listen to it, you might learn a few things about yourself. It's kind of cool that way. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited that I started a new Substack. I'm going to be writing, not only talking to you, but I'm going to be writing articles, posts, probably weekly. And the link is in the summary below. And I will see you on the next episode. Have a very blessed day. I love you.